Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now. Thanks for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We're here every weekday, and we cover a wide range of topics. We get to have longer form conversations as well as part of that. And we also talk about really great events that are going on around the Pacific Northwest in the region. And that's what we're going to be doing now. One that's been running for a very long time, well over 100 years, the Florence Rhododendron Festival. And joining us to talk about that right now from Florence, we have Bettina. And thank you very much for joining us here today, to cover this and to talk about this festival coming up and just what that means. And Bettina, I think maybe to start off, would you mind telling us just a little bit about yourself and the Florence Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, and thank you for having me. It's fun to get to be on here with you all and to talk about something that's so important to our community. I am the Florence Area Chamber of Commerce CEO, and I moved to Florence in 2014 to retire from Southern California. Even though I'm a native Pacific Northwest girl, I'm a fourth generation wheat farmer from Walla Walla. My mom's fourth generation from Coos Bay, so we retired coming home. And then I flunked at retirement. And so here for the last 10 years, I've been running this Chamber of Commerce here, which chamber people are a little bit different than regular people. I think that we only have two speeds, go and stop. And so it's been a fun ride for the last 10 years. And our Rhododendron Festival has been around for 119 years.
119 years that the Rhododendron Festival has been around there in Florence, Oregon, and down there on the coast, and such a beautiful area that you have. Can you tell us, about the Rhododendron Festival? 119 years, do you know much of the history of it or how it got started?
I do. It was started by two of the founders of Florence. Florence was, and I've got a couple notes here, so I'm going to cheat
Please.
For a second. So, Florence was originally founded in 1875, and it was officially as a city in 1893. And the first Rhododendron Festival was held in 1908. And the founders of the festival wanted to do something to celebrate our beautiful community and the floral aspect of it. And the Portland Parade had just started and the year before. And so they wanted it to be something similar to the Portland Parade. And that's why we are the second oldest parade in the state of Oregon, because we followed the Portland Parade.
Nice. So it went from the Rose Festival to the Rhododendron Festival.
Exactly. And we're a little town. Portland's big. Our little town has less than 10,000 people. And so we are always excited to host Roadie Days, as we fondly call them, Roadie Days. And we have people that come for generations and generations, and they come to Florence and make memories. And it's tons of fun. We've got thousands of bikers that come, the motorcycles here, the carnivals here, the vendor fairs here, the roadie run, the rhododendron flower show. There's just so much going on, and it's so much fun to see people come back year after year and really make those memories with their family and then bring their families back when they're older.
I would imagine, that's generations that probably have this as part of their tradition.
Absolutely. And they all have their own traditions. Some of them camp, some of them hotel, some of them stay with families, and they all have their traditions. And it's just fun to see them year after year coming back. And having been in this position now for 10 years, I'm seeing kids that started going to the carnival, when they were kids, now bringing their kids to the carnival, so it's fun.
Bringing it full circle.
Yes, it does. And people love it. They come over, the flowers are beautiful. Some years the roadies bloom early, and so it's like, what are we going to do? We're having a rhododendron festival, but all the roadies are already blooming. But this year is perfect. They're blooming all over town, and we've got the wild roadies and we've got domesticated roadies. They're purple, they're pink, they're white and purple, they're red, and they're just gorgeous. They're such a beautiful flower.
For people who haven't attended the Rhododendron Festival, you mentioned some of those things, but what is it that people can do, and what's that experience like going to a Rhodie Fest?
It just depends. We always say, what do we get? We run the visitor center here in Florence, and we get about 14,000 people a year that come in and say, hey, what do you do in Florence? And we always ask them, well, what do you like to do? Because if you're a Harley person, I'd say go down on Bay Street and get a beer at the Beachcomber and hang out with all the Harleys and see what's going on there. Or if you're a family, you can go to the carnival. They have a junior parade on Saturday, which is for young people. And then the Grand Floral Parade is on Sunday at noon. And it starts north of town, I think at 23rd Street, and goes all the way into town under the bridge and ends up in Old Town. And we have over 100 entries in the parade. It's a lot of fun. We have people that come in from out of the area. We have bands and horses, equestrian entries. We've got other courts that go on. And so it's a lot of fun. This year, Matt Templeman from KECI News here in Eugene, he is the MC for the coronation. And that will be this weekend, the 9th. And what they do is they have 5 senior ladies and 5 senior men that go through about 6 months of, I would call it like a professional development for students. And that started back in September. And so they have gone through the program. They will have their final coronation on Saturday the 9th. And they are joined by 5 junior princesses, and that's 1 through 5th grade. And they're so cute. So the senior princesses are teamed up with the junior princesses. And for 6 months, they do things all over town. They do service projects. They learn to professionally speak. The gentlemen learn how to change an oil in the car. They all learn proper etiquette so that when they go on into their next phase of their life, they're really set up for success socially and also able to communicate and carry themselves well, and just having developed that confidence. So that's a really fun part of the program, and that also is 119 years old. It originally started with the court coming into town on a barge. So, yeah.
On a barge. So the barge isn't the relative transportation anymore?
No. Now we have roads and so it's an electricity too. So that's always good, right?
But that's amazing. So keeping those traditions alive for 119 years and having that there is something that people can go experience. How does it feel for you, and how important is it for the town and the area, the region, to have an event like this to bring in tourists and people who love the festival, whether that's year after year or their first time?
Well, I've got 2 answers for you. One of the things that I'm feeling so excited about this year is our Grand Marshal are the tribes, the 3 Rivers tribes, the Sayusla, the Coos, and the Umpqua are all part of our tribal history here in our area, and they are our Grand Marshal. They developed the theme, which this year is a gathering with a good heart. And one of the tribes actually created the logo for this year's event. So we are super excited they're going to be in the parade. The chief will be there along with 6 other elders in the parade, leading the parade. And they haven't been in the parade in over 20 years, so it's a big deal. And we're so excited to have that collaboration with them and to draw the circle and have us all be in the circle together, especially for this wonderful community tradition. So that's how I feel about that. And then how do I feel about people bringing their money over here? I'm very grateful that they're bringing their money to our community and supporting us. Winter's hard on a tourism community that's an outdoor related, attraction. So one of the things that we have here that's year round is golf, because we don't get very cold over here. And if it rains, it runs right off because we're built on sand. So we have 2 links style golf courses. And that activity is a fun outdoor activity for the wintertime, along with kayaking and fishing and that type of thing. So there's not a lot of people in town shopping in the wintertime. And so it'll be very nice for our businesses to have that influx of customer base and happy, fun shoppers eating and drinking and making memories while they're also supporting our business community here. So we're very grateful.
Wow, it is going to be an action-packed weekend then for this. For people who want to know, I know we have the dates up there, but could you remind everybody, when, where, and how they can come down and participate?
Absolutely. Everything is available at rhodydays.net. So RHODYDAYS.net. All the information there, the program with all the events. Discounted carnival tickets are on sale until the 14th. You can save $5 for a day pass. So Davis Northwest Carnival comes, and they're amazing. And so discounted carnival day passes are available there. And all of the information's there, and the press release is there also, so you can learn more about the tribes and the history and how proud we are of this work that we're doing together is all on that page.
Amazing. Well, Bettina, I want to say thank you very much, for having time to talk to us about this and just all the work that it sounds like that goes into this, but really the rewarding aspect of it too, of bringing that community together and having people from outside get to come down and have fun in Florence. And, now I want to beer at the Beachcomber. So,
Right?
you've sold me.
And then we have corn dogs at the carnival, which are my favorite.
Sold. Yeah.
And then we have the Willamette Corn Dog Company comes over with their truck, and their corn dogs are epic. So it's just there's something fun for everybody, and we're just excited to welcome new people to come. And that, during COVID, we had a lot of people that had not been to Florence in a long time. They had come over when they were kids, and maybe they camped with their parents and their grandparents, and then they got busy. They grew up. They moved away. And during COVID, they said, oh, I can't travel, so I guess I'll go to the coast. And so they came back to Florence, and it's just so fun. And it makes my heart happy to see people come back, and they're like, why did we not come for all of these years? Because we love Florence. And so it's just really heart touching to see people who haven't been here in a long time or who've never been here come over. And we hear it all the time that people are like, the people in Florence are so nice. And I wonder, I invited some people out to visit last year, and they came out to a private party that I have. And I said, you have to come to Florence because people are the nicest people you'll ever meet in Florence. Well, they came, and they were from Chicago. And they came and they said, we're only going to stay for an hour because we have to get back, and da-da-da. I said, it doesn't get dark till 8. You're staying here until 8 o'clock. And so they ended up staying all day, and they went. And when they left, they said, we've never met such nice people in our life. And when you said that people were nice here, we didn't have anything to compare it to because we've never met people this nice. And it was really interesting for me to realize that we take it for granted that we know how nice we are here. But if you haven't been here, you don't know. So I encourage you to come over and find out for yourself.
I think everybody can use, a nice time and hanging out with nice people, and when you come to visit someplace like that. So, well, Bettina, thank you very much for being nice and joining us here to talk about this, and congratulations on all the hard work that goes into this. And, best of luck with this one coming up. That just sounds like it's going to be amazing. So thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
I appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good. And for everybody watching, this is Fox 12 Now. As I mentioned before, we're live streaming here out of the newsroom. We're going to go ahead and take a break. But if there's breaking news that happens anytime between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., I'll be here for you with that. We will bring that to you as soon as we find out. But for now, we'll take a break. We'll talk to you soon with more. I'm Greg Dibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.